good morning, and welcome to Reflections. You might be tired of me saying it, but I love that music. You know, if you got up feeling a little bit on the slow, sluggish side, and that beat kicks in, it's just something about it just gives you energy. All right. Well, welcome to Reflections Thursday, laying the foundation for a fantastic, outstanding, just plain excellent Friday. But it starts with Thursday. So, thank God for Thursday. All right. Happy to be here with you. We got a lot of things going on in St. Croix. We're going to be talking about quite a few things. I got some friends here from Caribbean Drag Racing Association, because that's part of what's coming up this weekend, and we're going to be talking about that also. And before we go any further, I just want to give a shout out to all of our friends in the Eastern Caribbean, South America, down under, over there in Europe, United States, because hey, we're streaming. You can find WSTX using the TuneIn app, and you can also find us on WSTXradio.com. And in the course of our talking here today, you can join the conversation by dialing 773-0390, 773-0490. After all, it is a conversation. Tell you what Doug got to say. It is a conversation. So I'm always interested in what you have to say. All right. And you know, sometimes the conversation might get a little bit heated because people have strong opinions or feel a certain way, but that's fine. You know, your opinion is your opinion, and for the most part, you're welcome to state your opinion as far as being respectful is concerned. That's the number one thing. And if you hear someone saying something that you find offensive, just remember that the opinions expressed on the radio program here today are those of myself, my guests, the call-in listeners, not WSTX, its advertisers or affiliates, okay? So keep in mind, you know, if somebody said, Dougie look ugly, don't get offended, okay? They could say that, but remember WSTX didn't say it, right? Okay. Anyhow, it's a fantastic day in the world today. It's a fantastic thing to be here and be part of the solution wherever we can. And I say that if your foot hurting you, just remember the guy there that ain't got no foot. Okay? Everybody got problems. Everybody got something to be concerned about. But if you have life, you have the opportunity to make things better. So let's stay on the positive, and when we run into the negative, figure out a way how to take those lemons and make lemonade, how to take that poison and make medicine, because that's really what it's all about. Life goes on in a way, and it's going to go on in a way that we make it go on. Okay? So thank the Creator for his blessings that we're here, and let's get going. Now, I want to touch on a few things that are going on in the community before we jump into car racing or anything else. Now, first of all, I want to say that there's something going on in our community, and I hope you're paying attention. We have a real interest that's spreading like wildfire, except that this one is not destroying anything. It's building up. It's taking care of our environment. You know, I met this young lady, Virginia Claremont, who started up this organization called Clean Sweep Frederiksted. And you go down to Frederiksted and you love what you see, because they're cleaning up and they're making the place look nice, and they're taking it back as a community. They're taking it back. None of this, oh, government's supposed to do this on government. No, it said we live here. Yeah. Let we take care of it. Okay? Well, October 24th seems to be a hotspot day for them and others. But in particular, they're going to have a day of service. Clean Sweep Day. All right? And on that Clean Sweep Day, every man, woman, and child coming with rake and shovel and whatever other tools that they feel are appropriate for helping with the cleanup. Clean Sweep Frederickstead going to provide gloves and bags and water, make sure everybody is safe in that regards. They coordinate with public safety and public works and waste management, who up to this point, I have to say kudos to them because they've been rising to the challenge and helping out this effort, as well as other efforts to beautify and take care of our environment. So it truly is a community thing. But watch now, you're going to come in on the 24th and do some work, but they're going to give you a break, because after the work done, you got to go home, freshen up, and come back, because we're going to have a black party. All right. Black party for the people. All right. Which is great, because we work together, we play together, we stay together better as a community. All right. So, my hats off to Clean Sweep Frederickstead and the things that they're doing down there, and ask you to be a part of the solution. Don't wait for the invitation. This is one party that they like crashers, okay? So you come. All right. Now, I said the 24th. That's my sister town in Frederickstead, and I have to say now, you know, my mother's side of the family come from Frederickstead, so I got my roots down there in Frederickstead, whether it is the Arnolds, the Simpson, you know, the Davis, and I call the name and I won't get in trouble because I got more name than I could call. But the bottom line is good morning, family in the West. Okay, so we come to the East now. And back in the days when cars were kind of scarce and definitely didn't have telephone communication, it had a certain canton used to live out Christianstead East End, find he way till down Frederickstead. Thank God he did, because I'm here. But anyhow, on the east side, we've got an organization called Christianstead Community Alliance. And Christianstead Community Alliance is interested in getting the community together to take care of Christianstead, from clean up, beautify, to partying together, and so forth and so on. So it's happening in the East and it's happening in the West. But you know what? This is not rivalry. Got people who come from West and help East, and people who come from East and help West. That's how we do it. All right? Together. That's how we do it.
Unity.
Unity. All right. All right. And if that wasn't enough, we got another organization called Clean Up St. Croix. And their focus for land has been on beaches, but they do other cleanup also. And their focus is St. Croix. And usually every Sunday, you know, they take a Sunday off here and there. So you figure if the month having 4 Sundays, they take off 1. If they have 5, maybe they take off 2. But they dissolve the rest, because they're out there cleaning up. And once again, I have to come back to Public Works, Waste Management Authority, the Administrator's Office. All of these folks are getting involved and making sure that the trash that's found gets picked up. Imagine, all they do is make a call, say, hey, this, that, the other, this is the location where the bags are, where the tires are, and somebody from Waste Management, whether on the job or as part of their volunteer efforts, we don't care, we appreciate it, and we love it. They come out, they pick it up, and they take it to be processed. Hey, that's community.
Yeah.
That is community. So from Clean Sweep Frederickstead to Christianstead Community Alliance to Clean Up St. Croix, we got something here going on that we need to hold on to and jump in with. Now, in a sense, some of them there that we call just now just come, and we're glad they come, because we have the St. Croix Environmental Association. Okay, and they've been here quite some time doing things to improve our environment, to educate the public. And I see here that September 19th from 10 to 12 p.m., 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., not a night thing, a day thing. Okay, at the Southgate Coastal Reserve by Chenet Bay, the St. Croix Environmental Association is having a free public snorkel clinic. All right. So, in addition to understand how to properly use snorkel gear, you get to observe a lot of underwater habitat and the animals and plants that are there and so forth. And they educate as far as these animals and plants' needs, because we're intertwined with these things. They help purify the water, they help with the creation of oxygen, the removal of toxins. We have to take care of our environment, not just what we see on land, but what's also going on in the sea. Okay, and it's important. You know, several weeks ago, I had a gentleman by the name of Mr. Forbes. That's right, Mr. Forbes. And I'm looking, and you catch me here because I'm looking for some information with regards to him that he provided me. Okay, and okay, Howard Greywolf Forbes. Anyhow, he works with an organization called VI Marine. What's AS? What's the AS services? Oh my goodness! It must
Aquatic.
be, huh?
Aquatic.
No, the A missing me here, but services. But basically, assessment. Okay, and what they're doing is they're helping to educate the public, educate our young people about our marine assets, how to care for them, the impact that they have. And we have a program going on through the end of October called Coast Weeks. Okay? And I highly recommend that if you have the time, that you get in touch with the folks for Coast Weeks and get involved in helping to clean up the coastlines. Now, it's not just about picking up trash. They have a system there where they actually measure and quantify the things that they find on the beach. Okay? Now, this is very, very important because we need to know over the course of a month, over the course of a year, over the course of the course of years, what type of trash is being found on our beaches, in what quantities, and what we could do to make the place better in that regards. Okay? Now, that show is available on YouTube. All you got to do is go to the Douglas Canton channel, and you'll see it there. Howard Forbes. Remember that name. Doing great things. Now, he is in St. Thomas, and he called into the show. And you'll see that on the video. But the bottom line is you can go to YouTube and get more educated than I can educate you in 5 minutes. The key to all of these things, starting from the cleanup organizations to St. Croix Environmental Association, all the way down to Coast Weeks going on all now. We need to get involved in taking care of our environment. Every time somebody throws on a can, throw on a plastic bag, it's our environment. And now what has happened? We have statistics that show that for our seabirds, right now at a rate of about 90%, most of them have some form of plastic in their stomach. Because they see this plastic, it looks like food, it's flashy, they dive in and they gobble up this stuff. We've got to change our habits. That's the real challenge, is how do we change our habits so that we do not destroy the habitat that makes it possible for us to have the proper environment to survive as a species. Sometimes people go about living their lives and they think that human beings just are here and everything else depends on us. But all the way down to the ants and the microorganisms, we depend on them. So we have got to take care of them. Now, this is why waste management is making all of these provisions where for waste oil and so forth to be collected and otherwise shipped out of here or processed so that it becomes inert. Because if we keep pouring oil on the ground, eventually all the aquifers going to be full of oil. Hey, Ovenza did enough of that, okay? For everybody. You don't add to it. All right? People say they're throwing diesel and tantan, diesel and tantan to kill a tantan. I mean, when you think about it, you're poisoning the ground. Then the tree you're poisoning, it's the ground you're poisoning. And then later on, you're going to find it in your fish because the groundwater seep out into the sea. All right? So, I don't want to be on a soapbox as much so as there's a lot going on. Get involved, become a part of the solution. That's what it's really all about. Okay, got a couple other things going on, and I really want to touch on those and move on to car racing. But this past Friday or Friday before that, we had some young people come into the station here to visit Doc Peterson. You know Doc Peterson. He's got AM Friday. Anita Lovey So. All right. I know, I got to figure out what it is, Doc James. Doc Peterson. I got to find out what it is about Doc Peterson and Anita that got his mind so blown. But every time he come on, Anita, I love you so. All right. But anyhow, these young people came to his show. And they were talking about an experience that they had where they went to the 9th Youth Congress for the Wesleyan Church. Well, some of these young people are going to be putting on a performance on September 20th at the Trinity Wesleyan Holiness Church here in Christiansted. Okay? If you don't know where that is, if you get off in the middle of the bypass and come straight down, you're going to run into the church. If you're coming into town and you turn up the road where the old lieutenant governor's office used to be and you come straight up, all right, you're going to run into it. But the bottom line is that they're having a young preacher's Sunday. Now, this is more than preaching in the context of saying somebody going to give a sermon. These are these young people getting out there and developing their public speaking skills as well as their composition skills to put together a good sermon that is not only going to be delivering a message, but delivering it hopefully in a way that's going to keep your attention and otherwise help you to understand why they believe what they believe in and maybe where there's something in it for you also. All right? So, come on out and critique them. Come on out and listen. Come on out and support our young people. That's this Sunday, September 20th at 6 p.m. at the Trinity Wesleyan Holiness Church, located at 25 A and B King Cross Street, Christiansted. But like I said, just get off in the middle of the bypass and come straight down. Can't miss it. Or coming into town from west, you turn up by the old lieutenant governor's office and just come right straight up. You can't miss it, all right? They have several themes that they're going to be talking about that are related so that you can better compare the various speakers. I believe there are only going to be 3, all right? And that's why we have 3 themes: Joseph the Dreamer, Joseph the Prisoner, and Joseph the Leader. So they're going to be talking about Joseph, and their message is going to surround one of those 3 themes: Joseph the Dreamer, Joseph the Prisoner, and Joseph the Leader. So support our young people. Don't just give it short shrift or hot air. Come on out, observe them, critique them, enjoy their efforts to develop their character and personality and be a positive influence in our community. Okay, now, more things going on St. Croix. Hey, you got choices. You got choices. You got choices. Because we know drag racing going on, okay? But in addition to drag racing, we've got Sunset Jazz and more, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you, they're on Facebook. And all the information is there. But this Friday, they've got a native son, Hassani Arthur. I see him there posed with his trumpet. And he's going to be performing in Sunset Jazz come on out and see him, as well as other artists who will be out there performing also. All right. Support Sunset Jazz. It's a great opportunity to get out and see people maybe you haven't seen for a while. Kick back, relax, support their efforts as Frederickstead does his thing. And then a month later, we might be in Christiansted, and then a month later back in Frederickstead. The bottom line is it's one island, one love, and we're willing to share it all. Okay, so come on out. Sunset Jazz this Friday. See Hassani Arthur perform, as well as other folks. All right. So that's just a little touch of what's going on St. Croix, because there's a lot that goes on every weekend, but these are things that kind of stand out because they're unique in their own way and worth mentioning separately. Plus, the show is about positive things going on in St. Croix, but you don't want me reading a long list of everything to the point where we don't have a chance to have a talk. You're listening to WSTX AM 970. And if you would like to share in the conversation, join the conversation by calling 773-0390, 773-0490. All right, so we've been talking about what's going on, and we're going to get ready to take a little pause for the cause here. And when we come back, you're going to hear the engine there roaring, you're going to hear the tire them spinning, and just so we're going to fly down there in record time. Okay, see you in a few weeks. But we've got a caller online here, and I was talking. Caller, you there?
Yes, I am. Thanks.
Yes. Well, I don't know, you since you weren't able to listen, I was mentioning earlier that we have a very interesting surge that's going on here in the Virgin Islands and in St. Croix in particular, and I love it. The community taking back their community and cleaning up and taking care of the environment. We have Clean Sweep Frederickstead doing their thing. We have Clean Up St. Croix doing beaches and other areas on St. Croix, and we have Christiansted Community Alliance. And not only that, we have all three of them working together collaboratively, helping each other out along the way. And let's call some names. For instance, Julie DeLucia with Clean Up St. Croix. And you mentioned her a minute ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And you had something to say, and I'm glad to hear you call in to talk about it.
Well, I apologize.
You there? Hello? I heard you started and then it cut out.
Oh, sorry, I'm on my cell.
Okay, I'm hearing you now. Go ahead.
Okay, I apologize that I'm not listening, but I knew that you were going to be discussing this topic, and I felt strongly enough about it to duck out of work for a minute and voice my support for Julia's efforts. And it's been inspiring me. I'm being involved with the other organizations as well. I think this is what needs to happen. Community gets formed by people working together like this. And I used to clean up litter all the time for many years by myself, and this is a whole different thing. I'm so glad to be involved. I'm so glad, so appreciative of Julia's leadership on this.
All right. Well, one of the things I'll tell you is that the show where she appeared on is available on YouTube. You just go to YouTube and you look up Douglas Canton in that channel. The show is there, as well as the shows with where she and Clean Sweep Frederickstead, Virginia Claremont were together when we were speaking with Howard Forbes out of St. Thomas and Coast Week. And it's all related to cleaning up and to our environment and understanding the intertwined relationship between us and all of the other animals and plants that we help to survive and thrive by keeping the environment better. Okay?
Yeah, I'll have to go look those up.
And definitely, because it's helpful, and when you look at it, think in the context of spreading the word to someone else that maybe you don't have time to tell them as much, but they're on the internet. It's just another way that they can see what's going on and be inspired to get involved, because it's about people. All right.
Exactly.
And I'm so glad that you took the time out to call and to express your support for what Julia and these other organizations are doing. It's Clean Up St. Croix, Clean Sweep Frederickstead, Christiansted Community Alliance is about people working together for a better environment.
That's great. Thank you so much for supporting all their efforts with your time on the show.
Glad to do it. WSTX is a community-minded station, and this is all part of taking care of our community.
Well, thank you so much for taking my call as well.
All right, all right. Well, you have a great day, and as we make it past Friday tomorrow, a great weekend also. And
You as well.
And hopefully our paths will cross on one of these cleanups in the process.
I would love that. Thank you so much again.
Okay, you have a great day.
You as well.
All
Bye-bye.
right, good. All right. Well, Cecily, the time has just zipped on by here, and we're almost to the close of the hour. I see here that Brother R is there looking at various documents and prepping himself for the discussion that we're going to be having here on this show, you know. And I can't help but visualize him. He comes in here and he pulls out the mic, and then he backs off his chair and he puts his legs up on the counter. You know, he got locks in his head. He pulls off the cover off his locks and lets them just flow back. That's why when you hear this guy say, just relax, kick your feet up, let your hair down, this guy is living it, okay? He's not out here saying, do as I say, not as I do. He is setting the example. So it's been great being with you here this Thursday, this great, fantastic, outstanding Thursday, laying the foundation for the Friday. Reflections. When you look in the community mirror, what do you see? Well, if you don't like what you see, jump in and be a part of the solution and make St. Croix into the place you want it to be. All right. Together, each one, teach one, help one, and together as a community, hopefully we can be one. So we're going to hear that music, and it never fails. Cheers starting to swing.
Yep.
You feeling good? All right. Hear it there. All right. Reflections. Have a great day.